Oh, yes, people, good evening. Welcome back to Danny AFC TV. What is good in the hood, my peoples? Man, let me just move this wire. Please don't let me knock the camera. That will do. Guys. Arsenal versus Southampton, the reaction. Where do I start? Legitimately? Now, I know a lot of people expect me to be negative. Oh, this is that. I've got so many thumbs down on little tweets and things that I put out there. I think I'm gutted. Like, I'm gutted we drew 3-3 of the club that's bottom of the table. It's like, dislike on the fucking thing. Like, am I wrong to have expected a little bit more? Shouts out to you, Hussein Juma. Hussein Juma, obviously, with other commitments like Ramadan and other family things, you haven't been around as much. But I don't know if you was Hazard and his friend come on my show on transfer deadline day, and I remember saying kind of on that show, and then the very next day, on the 1st of February, Trossard, Jorginho, and Jacob Awori will not be good enough. They will not be the players that will push us over the line in a title race. And I don't know, Hazard's kind of on the group refuting this. It's unbelievable. Like, everyone, obviously, of course, can have their own opinion. And we know I get kind of agitated at the best of things real quick. But Hussein Juma, please, can we make sense of this, yeah? I'm talking to you. Good evening, Linda, as well. Hussein Juma, yeah? Last season, we was like 6-9 points clear of Tottenham. And we had games in hand over them. I said we would bottle it. I even said which team would come and take our Champions League spot and finish fourth. I said it would be Antonio Conte's Tottenham. The time I said this at the end of January, you know what I mean? It was still a 3-4 horse race between us, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Us, Liverpool, Tottenham to get the Champions League place. Again, I'm not saying Trossard is the worst player in the world or he's like the devil or something stupid. I'm just saying, again, Trossard, as I said, you know what I mean? It was a risk saying it because he had started off reasonably well in his Arsenal career. And I had the super fans jumping all on my back. I'm not being fair to Trossard. Well, as I said, you know what I mean? I'm not blaming him for us not going to be not us failing to win the title, but I'm just saying he wouldn't make a difference. Jorginho wouldn't make a difference. Vieira's now starting ahead of him. Only God could tell you why. Why would Vieira be starting ahead of them? Is this Arteta's way of admitting that he ain't as good as he thought? Do you know what I mean? Like, let me ask you, Tyler, Linda, Hussein Juma, who would you have started last night? Would you have started Jorginho or Vieira? Hope you're well. Exactly. Sorry, I've just missed this. Hold on. 3 points out of 9. If this isn't pathetic, what is? Exactly. But we done the same last season, and it was a bottle job. You know what I mean? What have we learned from last season? Holding is still there. I blame Holding for us probably not being a Champions League team last season. Do you know what I mean? He's done it again this season, Holding. I know you can't blame Holding for like everything that's gone on the last 3 games, but before Holding was in this team, our defence wasn't looking this stupid. Do you know what I mean? Yo, Dan, quick one. I'll be back in about 30-45. Respect high. Please get a like on the video. Arteta is not good enough. 3.5 years, and yes, we have improved, but that work could have been done in 1 year. Most definitely, bros. Most definitely. Come on, let's be real. Do you know what I mean? Considering the money he's also had as well. Do you know what I mean? It's the stupid decisions, bros. You know what I mean? I know we can. Guendouzi is a little bit old, but even Guendouzi, you know what I mean? We let him go for like 5 million quid. Now he'll cost Villa or someone, Everton, 40 million quid, 45 million quid. William Saliba, still no contract signed. Do you know what I mean? And then he gets a new deal. Why? Do you know what I mean? It's the mistakes he's made. The £50 million signing of Ben White wasn't that necessary because you went and bought Tomiyasu next season. And now Ben White is your right back. And even when Saliba's injured, you're playing Holding, the guy that fucked us up last season. He got spun and sent off at Tottenham. You know what I mean? And what have we learned? He's back in the team. Why buy Jacob Awori in January if you're not going to play him? I don't care if he's left-footed or fucking both-footed. Wow. There you go, Hussein. There you go. Don't know what Linda's talking about. You wanted Ben White, Dan. You got him. Again, I didn't actually say Ben White. I said I thought we needed an English defender. We were talking about the Koscielny, the Wijnaldum, the Mustafi. And I said, yeah, I'd rather go with an English defender. I've also pointed out that Levi Colwill would have been a good signing last season before he went on loan to Brighton. Now he's smashing out of Brighton. You know what I mean? No one ain't saying, oh, yeah, Dan, you're right about that. Levi Colwill is a damn good player. Let me get this stream out there, guys. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. I'm getting voice messages. That's interesting. Let me see what this is saying. Shouts out to Cam. Juma, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it was wasted money in January? £52 million. Wouldn't you have rather spent £52 million on one really good player? At the end of the day, no matter how you measure it up, Chelsea spent 60 million quid on Mudryk. You know what I mean? We spent £52 million. I know what I would have rathered, and I know who I would have rathered. Pretty ridiculous for me, guys. Let me just very quickly put the stream out there. Hussein Juma, what are you thinking, bruvs? And I did say that, you know what I mean? I don't know why it has a sort of like question, like, did I really say that? Of course I said it. I made a big point of it, that these players are not good enough. Cam hasn't been around as often, but let's ask him the same question. Minton would be a good signing, probably, but dealing with Brighton's like dealing with fucking Napoli. It's hard work. Cam, do you remember me saying on my transfer deadline video and on the 1st of February that Trossard, Jorginho, and Jacob Awori, in my opinion, were fucking idiots and they're not good enough for Arsenal and they won't help us win the league? Because people are sort of disputing this now. Like they're kind of like thinking I was happy with the signings. Mate, we all know better. I was not happy with these signings. Do you know what I mean? And I never would be happy. Again, the issue with the team right now is the following: no bench at all. It doesn't matter who starts since we're not good enough. Two bad transfer windows. Exactly. So why is people saying Trossard, Awori, and Jorginho are like world class? They're game changers. Seriously, this is how man like Hazard was going on the group. Like these boys were game changers. No strong mentality in both players. Managers for manager is a one-trick pony. Exactly. But then again, like someone must have told him or advised him by Jacob, like the Polish kid. Who would have advised him of such bullshit? Like, who's responsible for this? Who would have told him this is the way forward? This is a good idea. I don't get it, brother. I honestly don't get it. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Like, again, it's not even just about me being right or wrong, even though I'm always right. But please, can we just get this one right? I said Jorginho was not good enough for Arsenal. Like, how many? This is like the 5th time we've bought golden oldies off Chelsea. Why hasn't Arsenal learned? Didn't we learn after Willian? And now Jorginho can't even get in the team over Vieira. Why didn't Jorginho play last night if he was so necessary in January? Yeah, mate. Haaland versus Holding. See, that's just going to be really interesting. And it shouldn't really be... Who? Don't know who that is. But guys, please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we're new. Like, again, I've got no positive words really and truly to say apart from it's a disgrace. There's no point saying sack the board, sack Edu, sack Arteta. It wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Arsenal, we're comfortable. We like what's going on. You know what I mean? Haaland, the £50 million signing. I know, but Haaland will just expose Mr. Holding. That's my biggest thought. I wasn't either. Trossard hasn't been too bad. But again, bros, we're talking about game changers. Not being too bad. All right, that's fair enough and all well and good. But how about someone that's good enough to get you to a league title? Someone to get you over the line? That's what I was saying, and that is my point. They're not good enough to get us over the line in a league title fight. Do you know what I mean? Why isn't Jorginho now starting? Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying it's all about being right or wrong here. And yes, I was right, but I'm going to make my point clear. They were not good enough for Arsenal. Jorginho, why? And now he isn't even starting over Vieira, which is absolutely hilarious. I don't get the thoughts in that. Is there boxing tonight? What channel? Oh my gosh, I kind of forgot. Yeah, I probably will. What time is it? Where is it? BT? And again, brothers, he's decent, but he ain't a starter. Would you start him last night? No. When he come on, did he make the difference? No. Against West Ham, we brought Jesus off, brought Trossard on. He didn't make the difference. Do you know what I mean? I'm not blaming him for not scoring or getting an assist or making a difference. I'm just saying it's all good against Bournemouth for someone getting 100 assists. How about the games that it matters? Which channel is it, brother? I'll go over now and take a look. And again, that's probably why Hazard ain't here, because again, he might want to argue with me about this, but you're very level-headed. Like, he knows I'll just sort of skits out and blah, 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 and write or say things wrong. You will do it calmly. Start getting your voice notes over, Hussein Juma. That's why I love you. That's at 4 a.m. The fight is in the US. I'll probably still be up lingering, bros. Trossard is decent, but not good enough to win me over. The rest of the windows, sad, so sad. Exactly, bros. Do you know what I mean? 28 million. I could think of other players to put 28 million pound on. 35 million Vieira. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong club. Damn. 4 a.m. Yeah, bros. I'll definitely watch it. I might even cover it. I might even do a watch along, mate. If I'm still feeling all bright eyed and awake, I'll be doing a watch along. Exactly, bros. And for me in January, I know it's probably hard to get a striker, but there was people like Cody Gakpo available. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I wanted him at the club, but Liverpool see fit, and they ain't rich or got money. Do you know what I mean? They can't get Jude Bellingham over the line in the summer, but they had to pull out of a race for Jude Bellingham, but they still got themselves a Cody Gakpo. And this is what I said. Good evening, Manny. This is what I was saying to Manny last night. It's hard to get signings done in January, and especially the ones that we wanted. You couldn't go and get a Victor Osimhen, but we wouldn't go in the summer and get Victor Osimhen, so it's irrelevant. It's almost like we do make these signings to appease the fans. We just sort of try and do enough. But as I said, Trossard is okay. He's not bad to bring off the bench, but he ain't a match winner for me. One class signing in January, I feel, could have made the difference. Do you know what I mean? A central midfielder, Moses Acedo. Then you can fuck Granit Xhaka off. Do you know what I mean? Partey wouldn't have been so shaky yesterday. He's the one we always expect to be 10 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? And why I start, and you know what I mean? There's no need for Vieira to start. Nice one, brother. Good evening to you, my G. Seriously, yep. I feel even more angrier today. I couldn't do the reaction last night because, again, I had nothing nice to say. But again, mate, managers have come in. Eric Ten Hag. He hasn't really overspent. He hasn't done nothing crazy, you know? He bought nobody in January, a couple of loans. And they're right behind us. They've won a cup. They went further than us in the Europa League. This is Eric Ten Hag's first season. Arteta's like at the end of his fourth. Hello, Manny. Hello, Manny. Shout out to all the real ones, guys. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. This will not be the longest live in the world. Yeah, I've just got to come on and make my point that, yeah, I'm pissed off with Crumbled. I don't really hold no hope for Man City. It isn't looking like Saliba will be around on Monday morning with training, so he's probably going to be out. No Saliba, mate. I believe we're bang in trouble. It's a massive defeat. Exactly. Man United were just as poisoned as Arsenal. Come on, Moyes tried. Mourinho tried. Ten Hag was it? The Dutch guy, Hiddink, whatever, tried. Solskjaer tried. Everyone tried at Man United. It's a bit of a tough job after 20 years of Ferguson. And I get that after 20 years of Wenger, it's hard. But Eric Ten Hag has come in his first season, won a trophy, got further than us in Europe. He might even finish higher than us now if we have a total collapse. Effing works are wonderful. Could be better, money. Hope all is good, Mr. Cam. I'm still got these AFC guys, especially Robbie. Why was he saying? The delusion is unreal. Exactly, bros. That's why I don't like these people. But then again, as I've already said, you know what I mean? That's why they probably changed their name. They were AFTV, do you know what I mean? Or AFC TV. They changed their name. And now they're super friendly to Arsenal. I'm sure, you know what I mean? They either got bought out by the Croncos or something. Exactly. And if Ten Hag gets his version of Erdegaard, which is probably like a Frankie de Jong, gets himself a striker that he wants, a Victor Osimhen, Harry Kane, you know what I mean? They're going to finish above us next season. They're going to have a good season. Next season, I fear we're going to have a bad season because it's like our usual competitors, Chelsea, have been shit. Liverpool have been shit. You know what I mean? And as for the surprise packages, Villa doing well since Emery come in and Newcastle turning their lives around. For me, they'll probably only get better next season. Sod's Law wouldn't take that Arteta will use the same tactics against Man City. I just hope he doesn't start Vieira again. Well, surely not, bros. Is that a little statement like because people like me or some? I'm not saying he listens to me, but the YouTubers or whatever, the media are saying, why did he spend £35 million on this guy? Why did he spend £35 million on this guy? For me, he's way too lightweight to play that sort of central midfield role, Granit Xhaka or alongside Partey. Partey had his work cut out for him. They had Ward Prowse and a very, very good Lavea. Do you know what I mean? I don't get Arsenal at times. I seriously don't get Arsenal. And again, like Hussein Juma says, he is a one-trick pony. The Man U manager should come to Arsenal. Well, it's a little bit late for that. Do you know what I mean? If we'd have wanted him, we could have got him before he went Man United. Do you know what I mean? Eric Ten Hag, again, doing bits. You know what I mean? He's doing bits. It's his first season. And my feeling is his second season will also be good because he will make significant signings. I know he got his Anthony and whatever, but man, Arteta's had 3 years at this. And it's the signings like Jacob. Why wasn't he playing ahead of Rob Holding yesterday? Rob Holding's a liability. Do you know what I mean? Ben White at right back. He bought him as a centre back at 50 million. Do you know what I mean? That isn't actually cheap money out here. Vieira, 35 million. Man, that's 85 million there. Like, oh, mate. And then the 52 million pound in the summer, in the January window, again, they're all on the bench. Trossard ain't a starter, but some Arsenal fans are so far up his arse, it's unreal. And the Arsenal fans, considering he come from Chelsea, we've bought Willian, we've bought Cech, we've bought Gallas, we've bought Louise. It never worked. So why did we think Jorginho was going to work? Jorginho now can't even get in the team over Vieira. Like, how sad is that? Is that Arteta's way of just admitting I was wrong to buy him in January? Like, what does Jorginho offer us? Thank you for the goal at Villa, but what does Jorginho do for this team? For me, nothing. For the love of God, play Tierney at left back, move Zinni up. Never ever play Vieira again. Exactly. We're like obsessed with this inverted fullback bollocks. He goes missing a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe it is time to put KT in. And if Xhaka ain't fit, why wouldn't Zinni just be alongside Partey? I don't get it myself, mate. Why play Vieira? But you wanted Sasado in January, yeah? I'm off to watch the best songs of the 90s. Don't you dare. Please get a big like on the video if you do go, Linda. But yeah, anyway, in January, you're in a massively good position. You've got a good chance of winning the league for the first time in fucking years. Yeah? Why spend 52 million on a load of dross? You know what I mean? A 29-year-old and a 31-year-old. Why? Chelsea didn't want fucking Jorginho no more. Brighton didn't want Trossard. Why should this be the level of player we go for? At Daniel, he is the worst culprit for the AFTV. Arteta and Julian. Thank God for the few people who called the result of the performance for what they were rubbish. Mate, again, I pay no attention to them. They're all irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? No imagination. One of the major issues with this club. Exactly. Put Zinni up and add Tierney the left back. Exactly. And I know you have said that before. And I didn't really agree with it. Do you know what I mean? But now I see it now because without Xhaka, why wouldn't you put Jorginho there? Why play Vieira? Do you know what I mean? As soon as I see Vieira in the team yesterday, I was like, oh my God, this is a liberty. Yes, I know you did, Juma, and I wasn't so sure of it before, do you know what I mean? But now I've seen the way Zinchenko plays, do you know what I mean? And he can get caught out a lot. It's the good teams. It's when it matters, these players will get caught out. I didn't expect a 3-3 against Southampton, but the Liverpool's away, for example, these are the teams that will find space against fullbacks that go missing and love to wander around. But very good point for saying Juma as always. Why not Nelson rather than Vieira? Well, again, like I wouldn't put Nelson in the centre of midfield, but I wouldn't put Vieira in the centre of midfield. Anything on any clips that I've seen from YouTube, and when he was playing in Portugal, he was more of an attacking midfielder, but mainly a right midfielder. So why pop up there? I do not get it. If Lukonga was around, would he have played Vieira ahead of him? And Neil Smith Rowe. I'm not saying I overly love this guy, but again, wouldn't he been better than Vieira in the central midfield? I actually think he probably would have been better than Vieira. I don't think Vieira offered us nothing. Is he another victim of being the naughty boy of the bunch? Is he Guendouzi the second? Do you know what I mean? What's going to happen to Emil Smith Rowe? You're going to give him the number 10 shirt and he's going to have to go out on loan for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Saliba out on loan for 3 years, comes back, is an absolute don, changes the way we defend. You know what I mean? And if you doubt that, look at the last 3 games, the way we've let 2-goal leads slip. With Saliba there, that wouldn't have happened. With Saliba there last night, we wouldn't be conceding 3. Saliba makes Gabriel look a good player. Trust me. Mate, again, I have no idea. The super fans say Partey come off because he was booked and Jesus come off because they were booked. At the end of the day, okay, Partey could get a second booking. He's a midfielder. But was Jesus really that much of a liability to leave on the pitch? Do you know what I mean? In case he got booked or sent off. I don't believe so, guys. I absolutely don't believe so. Not even a little bit. So you bring off Jesus and then you bring on this Trossard. And it doesn't work. Nketiah, he then brought on. It didn't work. Nketiah last night. It doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Nketiah doesn't offer nothing. If he's in front of goal and the ball is a couple of yards out, yeah, he's probably a goal poacher. You know what I mean? Apart from that, he's shit. No good. I said it since day one. He is not a new or another Guardiola. He is a fraud and a wannabe. Well, mate, I'll tell you how you can measure that, yeah? When a manager, look at the Zegbury. He's gone to Brighton in January. He's been linked to the Chelsea job, the Tottenham job. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's going to get him or he'd want to walk out on Brighton after a few months. But, mate, he hasn't even been in the job, hold on, January, February, March, April. Yeah? He's been in the job literally 4 months. And he's been linked with Tottenham. Yeah? Chelsea. And God knows what other teams. Yeah? Harry Potter done well at Brighton. Chelsea come calling. I haven't seen Chelsea come calling for Arteta. I haven't seen Real Madrid or Barcelona come calling for Arteta. With all these rumours of Real Madrid want Arteta. Fucking go for it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't believe that's true at all. If you've got a wonderful player or a wonderful manager, other clubs will want them. Do you know what I mean? It's quite clear. Who's after Arteta? Nobody. Nobody. There's not been one time like Wenger every season he'll have to come out. I'm dedicated to this club. I've signed the contract. I don't want to go nowhere. There's a football who's morale. I think well before you coffee other people. Arteta doesn't have the players who can make his system truly work. Unlike Guardiola, setting himself up to fail. But mate, hold on. He's had 3.5 years, mate. He's had windows to go and get what he needed. I don't know. How many more windows will he need to get the players in to play his system? He's bought a new left back, a new right back, a new goalkeeper. What else has he bought? Oh, and then the rest of the dross, the Vieiras and whatever, the Jorginhos. Saka and Martinelli was already there. He bought Jesus. Jesus will probably not even get 10 goals this season. Come on, man. You can't be having your number one striker getting 10 goals. Did Ian Wright ever get 10 goals? Did Henry ever get 10 goals? Come on, man. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And exactly, and that's what I was saying. That's why I don't know who disagreed with me about the signing of Jorginho. I have a feeling the signing of Jorginho was more because he was Pep's fucking number 2 when Pep got mugged off by Chelsea and they nicked him from under their noses. So I have a feeling it was more obviously all the work they had to probably put into watching this guy for Guardiola that made him probably go for him. And Hussein Juma, I could not agree more. Next year we'll have to fight Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Newcastle for European football. Exactly. Because none of these clubs will stand still. Do you know what I mean? Brighton might find it tough being in Europe and, you know what I mean, coping with Premier League and FA Cup, League Cup. Especially if they get robbed for some of their quality players like McAllister, Caicedo. Do you know what I mean? No. More people aiming at me on Twitter. Back us to the end. A few draws and you're all upset. A few draws. A few draws. Look at the teams we've drawn against. Liverpool are shit. Yeah? Not that they're shit, but come on, they've had a shit season. West Ham, shit. Southampton at home, absolutely shit. And people are going on like, I'm the bad guy out here. I don't get it. Yeah, mate, don't forget Villa. The list is getting longer. Caicedo and Dicker are on my buy list in the summer, and Dicker will give us more stability in defence. He's left-footed, yes, a left-footed centre half, but then what was the point of buying Jacob? This guy's on a free. You could have waited a few months and got him on a free. What? I don't believe people. Yeah, bros, but yes, again, Indika coming from Germany. Well, we know that left back Kolasinac come from Germany, but yeah, feeling as an MF, I think he would be a good signing for us. But why wouldn't he have got him when he's a free in the summer? And why would he put money down? What's this guy actually saying? What's going on here? So sorry, people. Oh, do you know what? I'll catch up with this shit later. Alright, who is with me, guys? Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Hussein Juma, eat my brack. By the way, hope you had a great time. This was the perfect season to get a trophy, but Arteta fraud horribly. Yep. Absolutely. No, Danny, all good. It's these AFT guys pissing me off, telling us the title race is still on. Get out, we bottled it, facts. Exactly, guys. Like, straight faced. Who honestly expects us to go Man City and get a result? They slap us for fun. They've beaten us twice already this season. And when we've needed results against Southampton or West Ham or Liverpool, we haven't come up with the goods. So I don't really fancy us away at Man City. After Man City, what's the super fans going to say? Are they going to admit then that the title race is done? What will they be if they beat us a point or two behind us? Hold on, let's have a look. A point or two behind us and a couple of games in hand. Yeah, if they beat us, they'll be 2 points behind us with 2 games in hand. So if they drew both of their games in hand, they'll still be top on goal difference. They're not going to draw them games. And can we beat them? Arsenal playing their best football on their day with Saliba, with Partey on his game, with a striker that scores, with Saka turning up. We can beat anyone. But if no Saliba, no trust in the central midfield. Partey must turn up at Man City, do you know what I mean? He ain't shit. He ain't gone shit overnight. But mate, you know what I mean? He had Vieira alongside him. I don't blame him for his performance. I blame Vieira. He's shit. He's lightweight. He weren't in the battle. Lavera and Ward-Prowse had his card marked way too easily. So for that, it's a massive disappointment. And what, the last 8, 9, 10 minutes, we start throwing the kitchen sink at Southampton. Again, I know this is a common thing in football, but why did it take to the last 10 minutes for us to start giving a fuck about the game? That doesn't make sense to me. And it never ever will. Be right back. Shout out to you, Hussein, Juman, everyone else in the chat. So what do you think? Am I being a bit harsh on the club? Am I being harsh on certain players? Come on, like. Seriously, if Martinelli or Saka doesn't turn up, we struggle. If Partey has a funny game, we get walked all over in the midfield. And it is a fact. These are facts, guys. And ever so annoying they are. But guys, please get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. Come on, guys. 4 likes on the video. We can do a little bit better than that. Come on, guys. We can do a bit better than that. But yeah, the Twitter people, they are definitely been a little bit silly. Like, come on, man. Like, get over yourselves, guys. I don't get it. Why are you so pissed off? Why are you so upset at the world? Like, and especially me. Was it because I called it? Is it because I said if this would happen? Is it because I said the January signings weren't good enough? And I said this before they even played the game. These are not the guys you sign if you're in a title race. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? When is the club going to learn? These are not the players to sign if you're in a title race. Simple as this. It didn't make sense to me at all. Do you know what I mean? None of them. Mad disappointing, mate. Absolutely mad disappointing. I just don't know why we'll do this to ourselves. It doesn't make sense to me. Jorginho. Like, is that Arteta's way of admitting he wasn't good enough? Why not play him last night? Why play Vieira? I was so stunned by that decision as well. I mentioned Nicolas Pepe yesterday. It seems that once again we spend the king's ransom on players and we don't play much for us. Well, yeah, again, this could be was it an attitude thing? Again, Pepe was not my favourite player. He was nowhere near the level of a £72 million player. But when you look at things on hindsight, again, he is better than Nelson. I'm afraid to say he's better than Vieira. And he would have been better there as a squad player. I think the £28 million on Trossard is unnecessary if you've got a 72 million Nicolas Pepe there. What are we going to do with him in the summer? Send him out on loan for the last season of his contract and then lose 72 million on him? Ridiculous. You know what I mean? There's only so many players that we can make money on in the summer. Like KT, decent fullback. Would you want to actually cash in on him though? You know? Emil Smith Rowe. That lessens the English quota, you know what I mean? That takes one away from the English quota. Balogun. I can't believe he's almost the top scorer in France, but word on road is Arteta don't want nothing to do with him. Do you know what I mean? He can move on and go to the highest bidder. Why? He's got to be worth a fucking crack at the number 9 shirt if Jesus was injured. Come on. What has Nketiah actually done? He's like 24. Like, how many goals has he scored? He hasn't even scored 15 goals for the club. Do you know what I mean? Haaland probably can score 15 goals in 3 or 4 games. And I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying 3-4 games or a 24-year-old that fucking hasn't even got fucking 15 goals. Like, that's just mad. Look at his season on loan at Leeds. Okay, they also didn't really play him. Why? Because he was shit probably, innit? You know what I mean? How many goals did he get there? Probably not even 5. Why show that faith in him? Why give him a 5-year deal? What did he do last year to deserve a 5-year deal? The number 14 shirt. Written into his contract that he has to play a certain amount of minutes a season. Like, who done that? Who authorised that? Why? And okay, fuck it. It's done. It's happened. Yeah? But at a club like Arsenal, come on, at a club like Charlton, you need more than fucking 2 strikers. At Luton, I bet they got more than 2 strikers. Why have we got 2 strikers? Do you know what I mean? Jesus got injured. Nketiah has been injured. We could have rectified that in January. You know? No. We could have even tried to bring our own player back. I'm sure there was a clause that would have allowed us to bring him back. But Arsenal said in January, nope, we're going to let him continue his development in France. Which I do see the sense in that. But we've got no fucking strikers. That we're not good enough. Thankfully, true fans will see that and see through the Villa and Bournemouth games. Yeah, I get that, brother. And again, like I never want us to draw that, but I do take your point. Like, you know what I mean? There was times when we were finishing 8th and getting beat at home by Villa 3-0, getting done at home by Wolves 3-0. That I was just thinking, cool, let's just lose every game 3-0. They'll have to sack him eventually. But they actually didn't. No matter how bad it was. He collapsed last season. We were so far ahead of Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? So far ahead of them. With games in hand. We bottled it. You can't serve people crap and call it chicken Cairo. This is what I'm saying. And this is exactly what I said in January, Manny. I don't know if you remember me saying it or not. Daniel here, I'm sure, will definitely have heard me saying it. Holding out, Tommy out, Emil Smith Rowe, Vieira out. Yep, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Or cauliflower curry for you, Danny. Of course, like nice one for remembering, Manny. And holding out, most definitely. Tommy out, yep. Emil Smith Rowe out, yep. Vieira out, yep. I agree with all of it, bro. Turner out. Do you know what I mean? Mari out, Nathan Miles out, Pepe out, Jorginho out, Lokonga out. I'd even say Trossard, but I'm sure all the Arsenal fans and Arteta and Edu love him too much. Very disappointed, man. So shaky in the defence. How many times has Southampton gone away to a team this season in the Premier League and scored 3 goals? They literally can't buy a win. But they come to Arsenal and score 3. Theo Walcott, Dun Gabriel. Do you know what I mean? But again, this wouldn't have happened if Saliba was around. They're all shaky. Do you know what I mean? It's like a Van Dijk. If Van Dijk ain't at Liverpool, everyone else looks extra shaky and more nervous, isn't it? That's what a quality defender does. He makes everyone else feel calm. Like a quality or a world-class goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? The days of Schmeichel, David Seaman. If someone was 1-on-1, you wouldn't have a heart attack because Seaman was there. Even if it was a penalty. If you give fucking Tottenham a penalty, You'd fancy fucking Seaman saving it. And I'm not aiming at Ramsdale, but I'm just saying, innit? Like, people say he's the best goalkeeper in the country. Well, fuck me, you know what I mean? Not according, and I don't like or agree with everything Gareth Southgate does as an international manager. But boy, he ain't the best fucking keeper in the country according to Southgate. Don't even know if he's the second best keeper. Pope might even be ahead of him in the pecking order. Ben White won't play for England again. Gabriel doesn't get in the Brazil team. And Zinchenko, all right, cool. I could play for fucking Ukraine. There you go. We've overhyped a few players. The way we overhyped Jesus. As I said as well, as soon as we signed him, even though I was delighted we signed him, I did say I think 45 million for a guy that Man City didn't want. They bought themselves 2 strikers, Haaland, Alvarez. When they only had him, they played fucking Grealish or Foden up front as a false 9. So if Guardiola doesn't trust him, but Arteta wants to be the mini Pep, like, why don't he see them alarm bells? Or is it they're not good enough for Man City, but they could be good enough for us? All right, cool. I kind of get that as well. Or the winning mentality thing. But again, winning mentality, yes, I get that. But for me, it has to still be a guy that can't, doesn't get a striker that can get more than double figures in a fucking season. Mate, I don't know. And people reckon Arteta is so great and this breath of fresh air. Well, Willian, Peter Cech, David Luiz. Do you know what I mean? And I know there's one more. Cech, Luiz, Gallas, Willian, and now Jorginho. Like, why is this? Like, Chelsea wouldn't sell us a good player. Come on, let's be real now. Like, allegedly, you're interested in Golo and Kante. Well, he's out of contract in a few months. Why wouldn't we have went for him over Jorginho? Because Chelsea wouldn't have wanted to let him go. Makes sense, doesn't it? Why would you make your London rivals better? With Jorginho, come on, man. They know how shit he is. Doesn't make sense to me. But we'll do it again, mate. Seriously. Who have they got old? Who are they going to get rid of in the summer? Sterling, maybe? Not that he's that old, but you know what I mean? He earns a lot of money. And he's clearly probably not going to be a starter there, depending maybe on what manager comes in. Who else could they try and get rid of and pile us off with? Maybe N'Golo and Kante. Maybe we don't need a Rice. We don't need a Caicedo. We'll just go Chelsea again and get N'Golo and Kante on a free or something. Oh, mate. As I said, you know what I mean? People saying, oh, Arteta is so good, we better give him a 100-year deal in case Real Madrid or Barcelona snap him up. Mate, Barcelona and Real Madrid don't want Arteta because they would have took him already. And they would have asked Arsenal the question. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are clubs that 9.5 out of times, whether it's players or manager, when they come, they get what the fuck they want, innit? Do you really think little Pep's going to turn down Real Madrid or Barcelona? Who knows? Maybe he's smart and knows that he ain't good enough for them clubs and maybe he would turn it down. I couldn't tell you. My feeling is they're never going to come calling for him. Do you know what I mean? Why would you? He has a bottle job. People say Brendan Rodgers is a bottle job because they're Liverpool and Steven Gerrard slipping. Well, Arteta bottled top 4. We haven't been in the Champions League under Arteta. Do you know what I mean? It took for all our rivals to be shit. Liverpool to crumble into a fucking, you know what I mean? A team that's fucking flirting with 8th and 10th. Chelsea, a team flirting with the fucking bottom half of the table. You know what I mean? Even Man United at the start of Eric Ten Hag's reign, they beat us one time. And I thought that could have been the start of, all right, here we go. We won a few games, start of the season, you know what I mean? But we did come back well from that. But after Liverpool, we had West Ham. We didn't learn our mistakes. We went 2-0 up again, 2-2. Like, who does that? Like, you know what I mean? But again, I did say, and I said this in January, why would we buy a left-footed centre-back? If something happens to Saliba, Rob Holding would have to come in. And I wouldn't want him after last season and what he done at White Hart Lane. Why don't we learn? Like buying old people from Chelsea. I thought after Willian we might be done. Do you know what I mean? Arteta's a dickhead. Willian was so shit, he got rid of him the next year. And that's only because Willian was a nice guy and said, listen, man, I'm just going to tear up my contract and fuck off home to Brazil. Now he's back in the Premier League with Fulham. Well, go on, Ty. I'm fucking pissed off, my brother. And Hussein Juma. So Hussein and Ty, as you've both jumped back in, let me ask you and Daniel, Manny, everyone who's here, I want a couple of answers to these questions, yeah? Arteta made a huge mistake, yeah? And you've heard Kieka Jobson, the agent of Willian, speak very frankly on Sky Sports News when questioned about the Willian deal to Arsenal and how much he probably earned of it and the high wages for Willian, etc., etc. And as he said, he goes, listen, I didn't beg Arteta and Eddie to come for Willian. He was their number one signing. In fact, they phoned me so much, like to make sure if I was going abroad and they heard about it, it was like they would phone me, hey, we did. Make sure nothing happens with Willian. Do you know what I mean? He goes, they were obsessed with Willian. Now, after that flop, and we've done this with Czech, we've done this with Gallas, we've done this with David Luiz, why would he run back to Chelsea for a 31-year-old midfielder all over again, Jorginho? Like, what the fuck made you do that? And then when you do that, and you waste money in January, at least have the fucking audacity to play the motherfucker when Xhaka gets injured. Like, give me one logical reason why Vieira played. The guy is about 4 stone, 4.5 stone at best. Mate, I ain't got nothing against a guy that's fucking totally skin and bone, but if you're playing in the midfield in a Premier League team like Arsenal, brother, you need some fucking weight behind you. Do you know what I mean? There's only one little midfielder I've seen out there that's about 5'9", but plays like he's 6'7" and he's wench. It's got N'Golo and Kante. He handles up the biggest of midfielders every week. Do you know what I mean? But when we were going to sign N'Golo and Kante, what happened? We pulled out because his agent was too greedy, allegedly. Yeah? And we fucked off the £32 million deal and went for Granit Xhaka at 34 million. Anyway, that wasn't Arteta's mistake. But I'm saying it's for years and years of the same sort of mistakes. Why would Arteta... I liked Willian. Bro, he just didn't do it for us. In fact, he felt so bad, he said, I don't want to earn this mad amount of money, over 200 grand a week, when I know I'm just sort of not fitting in and not gelling into what you're doing here at Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Why would we fucking flirt with Caicedo in January? Yeah? Why would we bid for him, flop that, and then go get Jorginho? What was the point of spending that money? He was out of contract in 6 months. But no, we went and threw 12 million at it. Same as bros. Because January was a massive marker for me. They've made mistakes in the transfer window before. But when we're top, seriously, it can't be that hard. You don't go and get average players or a centre-half from Italy that we've never heard of. Arsenal needs a total restructuring from top to bottom. I agree. I'm going to burn myself. I love it, bro. That's exactly the same terminology I call it as well. Especially if I've had a hot or sweaty day, I'll be like, right, I'm going to go and burn myself. And I literally do, bro. I can come out with flames coming off me already out of the bath, bro. Trust me. But Ty, before you do go, though, tell me one good thing about Jorginho. And why would Vieira start ahead of him Like Vieira isn't really a central midfielder anyway. He's more of an attacking mid or a right winger. Or has he done something in training? Is he on the naughty boy stool? Do you know what I mean? Like a Guendouzi or something. He's got nice hair. And that's what I mean. And nice hair, honestly, doesn't win you the league, bro. It does not win you the league having nice hair. It's lovely having nice hair. But again, I repeat, it does not help you win the league. And as I said on my YouTube channel, it ain't like I'm lying here. I said it very publicly. I would rather us sign no one. And everyone was like, but they could be squad players. We could need them. Okay, and when we needed them, what happened? We needed Trossard last night. We did Trossard against West Ham. Nothing. Jorginho. Come on at West Ham. Shit. Xhaka now goes down with a mystery illness. And now you don't start Jorginho. I hear that, bros, but again, it's lovely to have nice hair, but again, I would never spend 12 million on a guy because he had nice hair. And look at him now. And I get that. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't like Klopp was allowed to spend idiot amounts of money. Do you know what I mean? Only we could compare what Klopp has spent since Arteta come in to current day. Do you know what I mean? Klopp is another manager we could have had, but no, we decided to go down a different route. Even Klopp is saying out there, do you know what I mean? I'm like the last man standing. Everyone's been sacked, like, do you know what I mean? And I know I could be the next to get sacked because Liverpool ain't doing well. Well, fuck me, you've won the Champions League. You've won the title. And you're acknowledging you could be sacked because you're not doing well. How does Arteta live with himself? How does Arteta live with himself? Do you know what I mean? Oh, mate. But again, we need to get Saliba tied down to a new deal. My feeling is we'll probably just give Arteta a new deal and Edu a deal at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? Holding, is he due another new deal? Fuck it. They'll probably give Holding a new deal. Ben White will get a new deal. But where will Saliba be? I can't believe that. There should be urgency in this. You fucked him around for 3 years. He's come to your club. He's been the best fucking defender we've had in years. And I do mean years. Literally, as soon as he come in, he took the £50 million fucking Ben fucking Blanco dickhead White, took his place and dashed him out to right back. Do you know what I mean? Immediately. And Ben White's never played at centre back again. It's because he's way better. He didn't need to send him out on loan for 3 years in a row. But at least if you're going to send him out on loan year after year after year, if you give a fuck about Arsenal or have any kind of fucking brain at all, you'd be doing what Chelsea does. Every time Chelsea sends a player out on loan, they extend his contract by a year. Like Leo Via Colwell or the dickhead that's gone Germany, Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea don't do it because they love Colwell or Hudson-Odoi. They do it because they want to get a fucking extra pound note for him when it comes to selling the fucking donkeys. What does Arsenal do? They send a world-class talent out on loan, out on loan, out on loan. And I'm telling you, I would have been right. He would never have played for this club. But it was getting hot. You were getting ex-professionals, Ian Wright, Ray Parlour, whatever, saying things like, I can't believe, like, you know what I mean? He ain't at the club. He's got to come back next year. And then when Per Mertesacker come out and publicly said, like, this guy's been unreal this year, like, do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. At that moment, I started thinking maybe he has got a future. But then my next prediction was he'll walk in, he'll take over centre half, he'll take the first team jersey of Ben White, bench him, right back him off, do whatever, which he has done. When he's injured, look, we concede 3 Southampton, 2 West Ham, 2 Liverpool. Collapse, collapse, collapse. Yeah? But what did I say? The main bit of that prediction was he'll come in and he'll smash it, yeah, as soon as he gets into the Arsenal team. And when he has a wonderful world-class season, yeah, he'll have 1 year left on his deal. And then he could get the ultimate revenge and say, fuck you, I don't want your contract. I'm ducking on a free. I'm going PSG. Or whoever wants to fucking pay me decently. Saliba is the lowest fucking first team player in the squad. He earns 40 grand a week. Your Holdings, your El Nenis, your, I don't know, any motherfucker, or every motherfucker, in fact, earns more than him. Man. Gabriel's been given a new contract. Where's Saliba's? El Nini's got a new contract a couple of months ago, even while he was injured. Where the fuck is Saliba's? Saka, we hear, is quite close to a contract, and I'm delighted about that. But where the fuck is Saliba's? As we know in football, as soon as you've got 1 year left on your contract, mate, it's now in the agent and the player's hands. You now have to give them exactly what they want. Mesut fucking Ozil style. 350 grand a week. When if we had just done the right thing, offered him 150 or something, straight away, he probably would have accepted it. Now, on this Saliba subject, what I've heard is we have offered him a new deal and it has been turned down immediately. Yeah, I don't know what the figures was, but again, it was probably nowhere near what Ben White or a Zinchenko earns or a Gabriel earns, as he's recently signed a new contract. So what is Saliba? He no dickhead, do you know what I mean? What do you think he is? Some fucking idiot? Nah, mate. So the deal's been turned down. And bang, his agent said, come back with something proper or don't come back at all. Hence why now it's going to take a lot of time. But yeah, guys, Saliba has turned down a new deal. But that's exactly what Arsenal deserve. But I will be pissed, yeah? Because this guy, literally, I don't get players on the back of my shirt. I get my channel name, Danny AFC TV. I've broke that rule once for one fucking player, Saliba. Do you know what I mean? And I'll do it again next season. Because everything I said about him, as soon as he gets in this... And remember, I had his name on my shirt. I got number 4 when we sent him out on loan. As a protest, my own little one-man protest to why they gave fucking the dickhead Ben White his number 4 shirt. It's because he had no future at the club. But then he won the fucking French Young Player of the Year. He got into the fucking full French team, and that ain't easy. They've got about 10 centre-halves that are all better than Holding, are all better than Jacob, the fucking Polish kid, or Ori. Do you know what I mean? Facts. Do you know what I mean? Varane, Upamecano, Kanate, the prick at Liverpool. Who else have they got? Mate, they got a bunch of fucking... Indica, the guy we're linked with, he won't get in the French team. Another guy we're linked with, 26-year-old Real Sociedad centre-back, Robin Lenormand. We're linked with him. He's got a £53 million release clause. I don't think he's ever played a game for France. He's 26. Saliba done that as soon as a fucking team gave him a fair run in the team. One player of the season for Marseille. Bang. Peer pressure got Saliba back to the club. Arteta didn't want him. I'm back, for fuck's sake. Let's get ready to rumble. Just come on. Forget out the... What? He did, and that was home and away. I'm just saying, though, he has looked very, very good for Bayern, you know what I mean? He's been a very consistent player, unless the Bundesliga is full of shit, bros. Because I've watched Upamecano. I think he's good. They've got a bunch of good centre-halves, France. It wasn't easy what Saliba done to get picked. Guendouzi, it wasn't easy. They've got so many central midfielders. Come on, man. And they're playing for one of the best countries in the world. But they weren't good enough for the Arsenal fucking first team. Or the squad. Or a bench place. Saliba wasn't given a fucking squad number or fucking in the Europa League. Wasn't named in the fucking team, the fucking 25-man squad. We played Dundalk. Are you telling me Saliba wasn't good enough to play Dundalk? Fuck off. But again, there's no point going on about that. We'll just see if he signs a new deal. Like, this should be urgent. The guy's injured. You should trap him in the fucking physio's room and just put out, boy, sign, and give him whatever the fuck he wants. He's the best defender at the club. In Nketiah, it was rumoured he was going to walk away on a free to like a Palace or a Brighton. Not exactly a step up, you know what I mean, in his career. But anyway, he was going to leave Arsenal. Arsenal panicked, gave him $100,000 a week, writ it into his contract that he's got to play a certain amount of minutes a season. Yeah, hence why he comes on every game for Jesus, the last 15 minutes or so, last 10, 15 minutes. And that's happened from the first game of the season. So it's obvious it was written into his contract. $100,000 a week. Saliba earns $40,000 a week. Are you taking the piss? But the bit that fucks it up most, you gave him an Arsenal Legends shirt. You gave him Thierry Henry's shirt. Like, mate, are you fucking nuts? Like, how stupid are you? Even if Nketiah had walked into my office and he twanged me to give him a 5-year deal and $100,000 a week, yeah, cool. The minute anyone asked me or his agent said, you know what, we want a number 14 shirt, I'd have been like, listen to me, you little fucking prick. Before I get this fucking laptop and shove it right up your ass, get the fuck out of this office. Don't ever ask me for it. What the fuck do you think you are? Do you know what I mean? The number 14 shirt, are you taking the piss? Ben White coming to the club. Never had no affiliation or never, ever, ever played for Brighton or whatever his loan clubs was, Peterborough. He always had the fucking, I don't know, the number 3 shirt, I think, or whatever. Why did Saliba get his shirt? Why did Saliba have his shirt number took off him? But again, the Arsenal super fans are blinded by this. It was all his plan to bring him back and then he'll be good. You didn't give him a squad number, bros. And the squad number he wanted, number 2, he couldn't even get because Bellerin was still there. I would have fucking, even though we did give him away for free, I would have fucking released Bellerin that day to give Saliba the respect he deserved and give him the number fucking 2 shirt. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see at the end of the season if he gets the number 2 shirt, innit? I'm sure he will. But again, it'll be a proper piss take. You know what I mean? He should have been given the number 2 shirt immediately. Everyone knows that's his number. Like, what the fuck? Nketiah, how does he got the 14? He can't actually claim it was his number. What was it? His number at fucking, was it? It's his squad number at fucking Leeds to warm the fucking bench. Don't be crazy. Wow. So they're the frustrations right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying Eddie Nketiah has lost us the league, but the little prick ain't done nothing to make us fucking win the league. Do you know what I mean? Number 14 shirt. Fuck off. $100,000 a week. Bollocks. So come on, guys, before I go, if Saliba is on $40,000 a week and Nketiah earns $100,000 a week, what do you actually think Saliba is worth? This is an international. He plays for France. Nketiah ain't an international. You know what I mean? If he has chosen England to play for, he will never play for England. And that was another thing I said to everyone at the start of the season when it come clear, when he got the number 14 shirt and signed his new contract. But what am I? Psychic. I said then, if he gets over 10 goals, if he gets into double figures, he'll be impressing me. Come on, man. Getting 10 goals a season ain't that hard if you're a fucking centre forward, surely. But I called that straight away. Exactly. And then again, bros, and I'm sure you was listening to me quite regular around these times, I said he would never play for the club. And bruv, as I'm saying, it was peer pressure. He'd got himself into the France team. Yeah, he had won the fucking best player in France, the best player in France award. Yeah, come on, bro. The best young player in France. There's a lot of good young players in France, bruv. Saliba won that. Saliba got into the French team. France have about 8 centre backs that are all better than anyone we've got at this club, and Saliba still got into that team. So, I've heard Saliba has turned down a deal, Hussein Juma. What would you give Saliba to make him sign that deal? Because I hear it isn't that he doesn't want to stay at the club. Do you know what I mean? He just ain't going to accept the idiot contract that Arsenal put in front of him. Now, come on, considering Ben White played for Brighton, he couldn't have earned that much. He earns about 140 a week. Zinni, can't remember what he earns, but I know definitely it's over 100 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? Nketiah earns 100 grand a week. And he is shit. Do you know what I mean? A guy that can't get over 10 goals in a season, didn't do that much when Jesus was injured. All I can honestly remember is his 2 goals versus United. And hashtag the 4 shirt. And again, I love that Zuma just for saying that, but again, it's actually the number 2 shirt he wants. Do you know what I mean? Why hasn't that already been given to him? I don't care if it's halfway for a season. When Ronaldo was going to go somewhere, I can't remember what was it. Was it to United? Someone had to have the fucking shirt took off them or something. Do you know what I mean? Because he won't play without the 7 shirt. How many goals? So yeah, but again, Hussein, why hasn't he got the number 2 shirt already? Like that should have been done immediately in the summer. Immediately. You know what I mean? But he had to accept the 12. How many goals will Haaland get against us? Mate. Again, if Arteta's got anything about him, any balls, any managerial skills, you've got to raise these players' spirits and their morale. It's Man City. Do you know what I mean? But I reckon about 3. I reckon about 3, mate. We're in trouble. Holding, you know what I mean? Zinchenko. We'll see exactly why Pep Guardiola sold him. Good night, Linda. I'm basically going as well. Make sure everyone's got the likes on the video. 2 definitely, bruvs, but 3. Depending on how much we crumble. Goodbye. Need my energy. So yeah, guys, how many will Haaland get? What do you think? And what did I ask her saying? This one, 140 grand at least. See, again, I think if you would have offered Saliba before he even played his first game for Arsenal, as soon as he come back in the summer, if you had offered him there and then 140 grand, him and his agent would have accepted it. Do you know what I mean? Because it would have been on par with the other. Hold on, where's my phone? All right, let's have a quick look at some of the. Hold on, let me get to the site that I trust that don't just talk nonsense. See, even this site here, yeah, claims that Saka has signed a deal and his new contract is 290 grand a week. But let me go to this. Right, Gabriel Jesus, 265 grand a week. Yeah? Party, 200 grand a week. Zinchenko, 150. Ben White, 120. Exaka, 120. Erdegaard, 115. Tierney, 110 grand a week. Guys, come on, don't upset me now, yeah? Guys, William Saliba, 40 grand a week. Only Nelson earns less than him, 15. Oh, and Jacob earns 30 grand a week. And Turner earns 35. So only Matt Turner, Jacob Kiori, and Reece Nelson earn fucking less than fucking Saliba. That's taking the piss. Vieira, 46 grand a week. El Neni, 50 grand. This ain't updated. Eddie Nketiah, 100 grand a week. This ain't updated. I'm going to try a different one. Here we go. Jacob Kiori, 58 grand a week, yeah? Vieira, 50 grand a week. Only Matt Turner and Reece Nelson earn less. Matt Turner is a backup goalkeeper. He's American, for fuck's sake. He doesn't... Tierney, yeah? 110 grand a week. Jorginho, 110 grand a week. Ben White, 120 grand a week. Zinchenko, 150 grand a week. Guys, if Zinchenko's on 150 grand a week, no wonder Saliba's turned down a contract. He is the lowest earner. Forget the other two. Matt Turner doesn't even deserve to be mentioned. But how can the new signing that we won't even play when Saliba's injured, Jacob, the Polish kid, 58 grand a week, yeah? Arteta and Edu does Saliba like that. Like, again, I'm not saying Saliba's broke or he's going short or he can't afford a car or a mortgage, yeah? But again, he must have feelings. For me, he has been the best, or at least in the top two best players this season for Arsenal. He's held our defence together. And his thanks for that is he earns 80 grand a week less than Ben White, the guy that he took his position off and sent him to right back. That says it all. Jacob earns 18 grand a week more than Saliba. That there says a lot. Has anyone got any comments on this one, guys? Daniel He, before I definitely go now. Hussein Juma, Ty. Ty is back for the third time. Go on, my brother. Go again, man. Yeah? It ain't just me now. I've been saying it before Saliba even made his debut for the club. Like, you know what I mean? The last 3 games show how good Saliba is, bros. He is super calm. He made our £50 million right back, centre back, go to right back. Like, we don't spend £50 million lightly, bros. Saliba will leave. What do you want to know? I'm just saying, basically, Saliba. So, guys, I don't know why. I think Ty's just trying to wind me up. Why would he say this? Yeah, Saliba, I'm just saying, he's got feelings. He's a human being. He earns Turner and the new Polish. Sorry, Turner and who? Reece Nelson earn less than him. Yeah? Everyone in that squad. Holding, El Neni, the new kid, Jacob, all earn more than Saliba. Zinchenko's on 150, Saliba's on 40 grand a week, 110 grand a week more. Is that right? Ben White is on 130 grand a week, 80 grand a week more than Saliba. Is that fair? Is that fair? Man. Gabriel Jesus earns over 200 grand a week more. How's this fair? I love you too, T. But yeah. Anyway, so guys, what do you think Saliba's worth? As I said, Hussein Juma said 140 grand a week. I reckon if you had offered him that at the start of the season, or when he come back from his 3-year loan, or even 100 grand a week, he would have accepted it. Yeah? Now, yeah? He wants to be on par. He wants to be on par with fucking the best played players at the club, or at least the best played defenders. He wants more than Ben White. Exactly. Exactly, mate. But word on road is he doesn't want to leave us. He just doesn't want to be mugged off, bros. You know what I mean? So I feel now you have to make him the best paid defender at the club. Or at least equal that. Zinchenko earns 150. So personally, I think he needs a bit more than that. 160 grand a week. You know what I mean? And then you might get him to sign a new deal. A 5-year deal. If we let this guy walk away for free, because surely we wouldn't cash in him in the summer. And Saliba does owe us nothing, bruv. He is the lowest paid player at the club. Nelson, you know what I mean? I don't even count him as a player. And I said Turner, come on, bros. With no disrespect to America, but you know what I mean? Like, come on, like, you know what I mean? As I said, like, the idiots that earn so much more than him. Tierney, yeah? I don't begrudge him a big contract, but 110 grand a week. Saliba must be sitting there thinking, what the fuck is going on? So again, Arsenal have to offer him big money. And I'm not saying you'd have to make him the highest paid player at the club, even though in my opinion he deserves to be, and the captain. But anyway, one thing at a time. He has to be the best paid player, defender at that club. Do you know what I mean? He has to get more than Tierney. He has to get more than Ben White. Do you know what I mean? He has to earn more than Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel Magalhaes earns over double. Tierney earns over double. Bang out of order. But on that note, though, people, I am going to go. I'm pissed off. This week up. No way should he be captain. But again, for me, we haven't actually got a natural captain. You know, a leader like a Vieira, like a Roy Keane, bros, or like a Tony Adams. So again, Odegaard is not a captain material, bros. You know what I mean? He ain't that type of guy. He ain't the guy that's going to go, if we're 1-0 down, and go and fucking kick someone violently and get sent off. You know what I mean? And as for the Bulls, bros, I believe personally he's let his feet do the talking, innit? Do you know what I mean? He's got nothing to prove. Again, bros, if you give me one reason why Odegaard should be captain, I mean, it depends what you want as a captain, bros. If you want just a guy that's a fancy player like Odegaard, but then goes missing when the going gets tough, you know what I mean? Like, Tony Adams was our captain. Did we ever used to bring him off? Bros, we had to bring him off the other night because he was playing shit. Do you know what I mean? You know? For me, when you're getting beat at home to Southampton, you know what I mean? You don't bring off your captain. Vieira would never have been brought off, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, he broke his leg or something and had to come off. Tony Adams, bruvs, would have rather had a fucking cracked skull than come off. You know how much of a bad man he was, bruvs. Do you know what I mean? But it's not about I'm screaming he should be captain, bruvs. Personally, I just feel a defender is always um, best the best placed position to be a captain. I like my captain being a centre half. If not, your big, strong holding midfielder like a Vieira. But that's just my personal preference. You know what I mean? Even when Thierry Henry was captain, not that I begrudged him, and I knew all the players respected him. Do you know what I mean? Because he was a god. Um, I still felt it wasn't right for a striker to be a captain. Do you know what I mean? But maybe I'm just old-fashioned like that. Arteta out, bruvs. Exactly. Again, Xhaka, bruvs. Yeah. Remember the reason why he got stripped off he was the number 2 captain. It's because he told all the fans to fuck off. Don't you remember spitting on the floor? Fuck off! You're all cunts. For me, he should have been sold by the club there and then. Do you know what I mean? He threw the captain's armband on the floor when he was getting substituted and told all the fans, fuck off, cunts. You know what I mean? Wanking the fans off as he's walking off down the tunnel. For me, bros, a captain doesn't do that. Obviously, the manager at the time, Unai Emery, stripped him off the captaincy and didn't play him for a little while, which was the right thing to do. Hence why I love Unai Emery. Look what he's doing at Aston Villa now, bros. Do you know since Unai Emery has joined the club, yeah? Imagine the league, the season started in January. Aston Villa would be in the top 3, bros. Seriously. Maybe even above Arsenal. Again, bros, he was getting booed because he was playing like a tramp. Honestly. So I do honestly think that's unacceptable. I don't actually think he should wear the badge for the club, you know what I mean? But that bit's done now. You can't make him the captain again, though, no way. Ancelotti in? But honestly, I'll do it, bro. Ancelotti's a winner, mate, you know what I mean? He's won shit everywhere he goes, you know what I mean? Yeah, mate. But again, what Ancelotti would do is actually stop these silly mistakes. They wouldn't be a Vieira, do you know what I mean? Saliba would be given a new contract. Yo, UE, mate, you've missed an hour and 20 minutes of me just aiming. I've had to mention certain people's name, why they loved up with Trossard. I told everyone on the transfer deadline show, and Hazard was with me live on that show. Trossard will not make the difference. He will not win us the title. Jacob will not win us the title. Jorginho will not win us the title. Bro, Jorginho now can't even get in the team when Xhaka's out, and we've loaned Lokonga out, and Partey's having a nightmare few games. Do you know what I mean? It's funny how many people are saying, look at the way Thomas Partey's playing. Look at the way Thomas Partey's playing. Bro, I've seen the way he's playing. I get it. Do you know what I mean? But that could be the Cosby thing over his head or whatever. No, I'm not making excuses for it. But, bro, Granit Xhaka played like that for 5 years, my friend. Again, if anyone here today, yeah, because a lot of people want to bitch at me, bros, I could show you shit on Twitter. I'm not coming on your stream again. It's negative. That was that Carl guy. Do you know what I mean? I was bigging him up only last week. Will, a next one. I'm not coming on a negative stream, blah, blah, blah. Just by the title of tonight's show. Do you know what I mean? Tell me where Rodgers and Arteta ain't similar. Arteta had a massive lead in the fucking Premier League race, yeah? In the title race in January. Yeah? And then he had the luxury of improving this team. Because we obviously had funds because we spent £52 million. Yeah? We flirted and went on like we wanted big players, Mudrak Sassedo, and look at the shit we got. Bruvs, I'm vexing it. Stanley spitting facts, bruvs. Lego Man playing Saliba against Sporting Lisbon in a dead Europa League game has cost us the title. Exactly, bruvs. He had to play every game because he's so good. Bro, even when he's injured, yeah? I wish Tommy, yeah, wasn't injured, yeah? Because I bet my fucking life Ben White still wouldn't have went back to centre-back. That's just Arteta's way of saying, I don't want to be proved wrong. I spent £50 million on him. So he's put him at right-back. Do you know what I mean? And I do blame fucking him for playing against Sporting Lisbon. You know what I mean? Look at Jacob against Sporting Lisbon or Matt Turner. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're rusty and you ain't played all season. Mate, you're a number 2. This is Arsenal, isn't it? You have to come in and do well. You have to hit the ground running. And that was my exact words to all the Hazards, the Liekos, or any other fuckers that wanted to say anything about Trossard, yeah? All he did is he come into a team that are top of the table, and when you've got 10 people playing your 10 teammates playing well, and you come in as the 11th man, bro, you have to be really shit not to kind of like play well amongst a team doing well. Jorginho, Lokonga, Vieira, poor signings from Lego, man. Exactly. You know what I mean? 35 mil Vieira, 12 million for Jorginho. Now we can't get in the team over Vieira. You know what I mean? Trossard, 28 million. 28 million. Are you taking the piss? He was running out of contract. Do you know what I mean? Him and Brighton had a massive argument. It's very public. Even though they could have tapped the button to extend his year contract by another year because they had that in the clause, they didn't want to, and he didn't want to stay there. They still got 22 million blood clot pounds up front. Do you know what I mean? Jacob bought for 22 mil. Why? Bro, Jacob, yeah, earns 58 grand, yeah? El Neni earns 50 grand, yeah? Do you know there's 2 players in the Arsenal squad, yeah, that earn less than Saliba? Only a dickhead, number 2, unknown goalkeeper, because I never heard of him before we signed him. Come on, bro, 27, 28, I've got to at least heard of you, innit? I'd never heard of the fucking idiot. You know what I mean? And Reece Nelson. Well, Reece Nelson, you know what I mean? He's running out of contracts fucking from the last 5-year deal we probably gave him when he was a youth, just signing fucking professional terms. That's the only reason why he earns less. Bro, 40 grand a week. Jacob, the new signing, earns 58 grand a week. KT earns 110 grand a week. Bro, 110 grand a week. And Saliba's on 40. Bro, that's well over double, bruv. Like, Saliba's thinking, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Emil Smith-Rowe earns more than him. Exactly. But why give man the number 10 shirt? Do you know what I mean? Like, whose idea was it, yeah, to give Nketiah the number 14 shirt? He's already blagged a 5-year. He's stolen a 5-year deal, and he's robbed you for 100 grand a week, yeah? Blood, he ain't leaving us for a minute now. Even if we wanted to sell him, yeah? And fucking Brighton Brighton are too good for him. A Palace or, I don't know, Scarborough come in for him. Do you think they're going to pay the fucker 100 grand a week? He's the kind of fool that's used to sitting on the bench. He'll stay. He'll fucking stay. Anyway, back to the point. Why does Saliba earn 40 grand a week? Where's his contract? Bro, they took his shirt number off him. The number 4. Yeah? He was never coming back to the club. As I said, it was peer pressure. And I've already said that on my fucking channel. It was when people like the Ray Parlors of the world, but not even fuck Ray Parler and the Ian Wrights. It was when fucking people that work for the club, Per Mertesacker, started coming out saying, wow, like, this guy is just like, he's just went from, you know, whatever he was doing to just to stand out player in France. Come on, bro. He won the Young Player of the fucking Season award. They've got a bag of young players in France. We can all name them. But he earns 40 grand a week. But Holding, El Neni, Jacob, they all earn more. And Emil Smith-Rowe. Again, what do you do with that guy now? It's hard to get a big fee for him in the summer because he ain't playing minutes. He ain't injured. Do you know what I mean? He can't even get in the central midfield over Vieira, who weighs about 4 stone. It's unreal. I don't get it, bros. I take it it's something with the attitude, isn't it? The Guendouzi style. Do you know what I mean? Why he ain't coming on. And that's why Ben White still plays. And as I said, even when Saliba got injured, I bet Ben White wouldn't have went back to centre back. he would have either still played holding or even put Tommy there. Just a feeling. Halal chicken with potatoes in duck gravy. Interesting. Halal chicken with the duck gravy, you know. But yep, lovely Ty. Love you, my brother. Bless to you, Tyler. Guys, please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. It is time to go. Yui, are you gone before I go? Like, how do we summarize this? Like, people that thought fucking Saliba was having a couple of funny games after the World Cup. Like, he's not even hardly made a mistake all season. Even that own goal, I blame Ramsdale for, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Ramsdale as well, mate. Like, come on, what's going on? But again, it's the shakiness. It's because Holding is playing. Do you know what I mean? He makes everyone nervous. We're nervous from free kicks. We're nervous from corners now. Do you know what I mean? Because Holding does on spectacularly bad things. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm still here. Thank God, bro. We called this from day one, people. Try and call us negative, but we talk realness. Exactly, bro. I said it on the stream. Do you know what Hazard said to me today, bro? On the group, and it's properly pissed me off, yeah? I was like, he goes, what did you call, bro? I goes, you know what I called? I said, Trossard, yeah, Jorginho and Jacob ain't good enough for the club, yeah, and they won't help us win the title. They won't be the guys that got us over the line, yeah? But I also said I doubt we'll win the title. Because when I see them remember, bro, the day after even on the transfer deadline show, and then on the 1st of fucking February, I confirmed my thoughts. I was like, I've slept on it. And I've made my assumptions, and I'm going to stick with them. Yeah? We will not win the title now. Because God forbid, I mean, you said this, if Saliba gets injured, if Partey gets injured, yeah, we're banging trouble. Yeah? Look, Partey's had a bad couple of games. But when we brought him off, yeah, against West Ham, we fucking crumbled even further. Why would you bring Jesus off for Trossard? Speaking of emotions, come across simple. But it isn't even simple. That's even been too nice to people. And this is not me trying to be horrible, bros. Like, how can you was live on the stream with me? And I'm sorry if Hazard ever watches this, he's gonna think like this is. But this is anyone. This could be the Twitter people aiming for me today. I've had Will, I've had Carl aiming for me on Twitter, saying about negativeness. But what I'm saying is though, at least when I called something and said, well, we're gonna flop the league now, Jorginho will not make the difference. Yeah, look, he's on the bench, bro. So Vieira plays ahead of him. You know what I mean? Trossard, he ain't a starter. He's a bench warmer. And when he comes off the bench now, in important games, he's ever so unwhelming. Yeah? And you said it as well. If Thomas Partey gets injured, Jorginho ain't good enough. You called him the crab. He only goes sideways. And that is the perfect assumption of him. Do you know what I mean? Because that's all Xhaka could do in his first 4 to 5 years at Arsenal. He had passed the ball sideways, slightly. Do you know what I mean? But I said we wouldn't win the title. And if we ever did, with God's help, if we did win the title, yeah, and God is smiling on us, it won't be the goals and the assists from Jorginho, Trossard, or the new kid, Jacob. You know what I mean? And I said it was a £52 million waste of money. And bro, UE, I hope you remember. And as I said, yeah, because I'm sure it was Hazard and his brethren on the transfer show. They were like, so who else would you have bought? And I named the people, and they were saying, well, maybe that one was unavailable. You know what I mean? Because I said, if you're going for Cicero, go for Rice. Oh, he won't leave West Ham. Why not? Fuck West Ham. They're struggling. But anyway, that's their silly thoughts. Yeah? I said to them, I'd rather sign nobody. And they said to me, what? Seriously, straight up, you'd rather sign no one. You'd rather have no Trossard. You'd rather literally spite yourself. And I was like, it's not even spiting myself. Because there's limits to what Trossard can do. All well and good he's there, but he ain't worth 22, 28 million pound. The Polish kid ain't worth over 20 million pound. You could have got Daniel and Dicker on a free in Germany in the summer. Do you know what I mean? Lego Man messed up. United away, made 3 subs, lost the game. Liverpool subs, shocking. Odegaard and Jesus off. Trossard in. Big games has done 0. Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus notched. No Trossard. Exactly, bros. As I said, Trossard will only be there in emergencies. But when the real emergency come along, bros, Party not playing well, or Xhaka, even though that ain't an emergency, being injured or unwell, Jorginho, your signing ain't playing. Yeah? Trossard, he brought on for Jesus the other day. He thought, fuck, I better not do that again. But Trossard doesn't look good anywhere. Like, I don't know. But the time you have to bring off your captain, yeah, when you're losing at home to Southampton, that's a bad sign. Vieira, Tony Adams, these were guys that would never, ever have been brought off the pitch when we're losing. Who is his brethren from the transfer show? I don't watch his podcast. I don't know. That's just his brethren, and that is the guy that he does the podcast with, bro. Seriously. And yeah, I just don't get nobody. Seriously. I don't get it, bros. Boy. I just don't get it, bro. Seriously. Saliba's made a couple of mistakes. Are you fucking shitting me? Look when Saliba's at the team. We've collapsed, bros. Like statistically. Yeah? I know you can't blame Holding and the rest of the team for every goal that Southampton, West Ham, or Liverpool scored. But I'm just saying what's happened here. Saliba gets injured. 2-0 up, 2-2. I can accept that at Anfield, though. Do you know what I mean? Even though Liverpool have been fucking diabolical this season, they've still turned up a couple of times. Leeds the other night, Man United 7-0. But it's West Ham. They're shit. Do you know what I mean? Moyes is lucky to still have a job. And we've helped him again keep his job for another day. No one can answer me straight, like, do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. What has I said? Why are you blaming Trossard and Jorginho for yesterday's game? I was like, it's not that I'm saying that it's their fault that we were fucking losing and only scraped a draw. I'm saying is it as what I said, it's their fault for even fucking being at the club. It's their fault they earn more than Saliba. Like, fuck them. We have conceded in the first minutes twice this season. Lego man still not fixing that. Again, but even that, bros, again, I can deal with that. Because if Liverpool or any other team goes 1-0 down against Southampton, they're going to promptly come back and kick the shit out of them. What did we do? We struggled to get going and made them actually look like bosses for a minute. Come on, brothers. If Theo scores one more goal again this season, I'll send him a fucking, I don't know, a Blue Peter fucking badge or something like. Do you know what I mean? How the fuck could you aim at Saliba? And now Saliba's injured, bruv. You know what I mean? What you should be telling me is Dan, wow, you're so right, but with sugarcoating and fucking hero fucking signs on a cape and a mask and all sorts. Because, bruv, look. And anyway, Man City. From once Saliba in the team and Holding's there, watch what the fuck's going to happen, innit? And as much as I like Zinny, and he's the least of our problems, again, against the class team, Man City, he will get caught out, bros. Pep didn't fucking sell him for no reason, bros. He sold him because he ain't good enough for his team. Pep didn't sell fucking Jesus for no reason, bros. It's because he ain't good enough for his team. Man City fucking sold Lavera at the start of the season. Why didn't he take him? Same money as fucking Jorginho. Where was Jorginho ever a part of them plans? I don't fucking get it. It's a disgrace. Boy. But yeah, seriously. Certain boys from the group, I don't know, man. If they ever come back with the channel, bros, I seriously have to blast and go there. Like, I'm right, you're right. We called it a long time ago. But when I go as far as to say I'd rather none of them at the club, I'll spend no money and just hold it for the summer. and hope and pray we bring in a decent player. Anyway, my final thought on this is, UE, bruvs, we'll learn nothing again this summer. We'll go for that easy signing, a Tillemans on a free, or an Asensio on a free. Do you know what I mean? We won't get Caicedo, bruvs. Do you know what I mean? As I said, Liverpool, even though Bellingham's a great player, I believe Arsenal and Liverpool are in the same boat. We don't need we'd love a Bellingham, but we don't need it. Well, again, we need a Caicedo or a Rice more. And now the guy's telling me, what did I call? What did I call? And I goes, where's my phone? I was like, are you telling me I didn't call this? Like, are you actually mad? Where is it? Where the fuck is my group? What did you call? So I've put, I said the signings will not help us win the league. Did I not say this? But bro, they have helped us push this. What is he saying? There is no metric to evidence on how well they have done. Fuck man, the argument I'm making is our non-squad starters, Arteta is helping us win the league. I actually don't understand anything of that, what he's just said there. Go look at the group, bros. I don't know, that isn't an answer to what I said. And so would I got, bros. But the truth is, bros, he's 27. No one's ever touched this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like when people, and I just want to laugh myself to fucking to crash into a wall or something when I'm driving. Real Madrid are linked with Arteta. Bro, are you fucking dumb? Are you dumb? Real Madrid, yeah? Even though they fucking sack people real quick and that, you know what I mean? Bro, are you serious? Do you know what I mean? Odegaard is so good. Real Madrid are going to want him back. Bro, Odegaard is alright. Do you know what I mean? And if Modric wasn't signing a new deal and Toni Kroos wasn't signing a new deal, maybe. But they prefer a 38-year-old and whatever over him. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't have sold him to us for no reason. And yeah, bringing your captain off yesterday just shows, man. A Vieira, Tony Adams would be digging deep, making them players perform better, kicking them. But Asensio, yeah, I can see sense in that. Do you know what I mean? As at least a bit of competition to Odegaard. You know, we may as well accept Smith Rowe ain't going to be playing, and Vieira's just shit. But again, we need a Caicedo, we need a Rice. It won't happen. You know, what we're going to do with a right back or right centre back situation? If Saliba gets injured, it can't be holding, bros. It can't be holding ever again. You know? Tomiyasu, God bless him. I don't know. He's a bit injury prone. Ben White, you're a decent right back, but are you going to be a right back next season if we sign the right back? Or are you centre back and battling with Saliba? Again, I just don't get it. But on that note, shouts out to UE. Literally the last man standing. Shouts out to everyone that has been on the show tonight. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. Yeah, let's look forward to Man City now. What else can go wrong, eh? We've had 3 draws in a row. Southampton have scored 3 against us. I dread to think what could happen against Man City. And yeah, I hope and I pray Saliba is back, because that would make all of the difference. We might not win. We might sneak a draw. You know what I mean? But we won't get messed around as much in defence, like what's going to happen to us on Wednesday, with the same fucking calamityness from Holding and everyone else just looking shaky because Saliba ain't there. You know what I mean? If Xhaka ain't around, are you tempted to put Tierney left back and maybe put Zinchenko in the centre midfield? He loves going wandering anyway. Maybe try him there. I definitely won't be playing Vieira. Do you know what I mean? But guys, that is it though. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we're new. And I will see you again tomorrow, innit? 10 p.m. live. Peace out, people. Much love, innit? Respect.